Gemini, welcome to your weekly sidereal forecast for August 7th through the 13th. My name is Athen. So a lot taking place this week. We have the solar eclipse over the weekend on Sunday. Let me go ahead and show you the transit graph, show you what I'm talking about. Here's the solar eclipse, Sunday for most of us, and leading into it, some quite important transits. Mars trining up to Uranus, your ruler Mercury squaring up to Pluto, which will be an important consideration for you, and your ruler sextiling Venus as we get into the weekend, and a few other aspects which I'll talk about. So an important week, and it's all shaping up to these transformational new beginnings, which have to do with our life path. This solar eclipse is going to be conjoining up to the North Node, which has to do with future life path. And for you, it has something to do with the third house. The third house is about communications. It's about exchanges. It's actually your house as a Gemini. So it's about intelligence. It's about practical things. Even on a more practical level, it's like siblings, it's our peers, it's things that are like information technology, writing, reading, that kind of thing that's very practical, and putting our thoughts down into something tangible usually. So whatever it is for you, it's starting to shift up, and you'll feel this over the next few weeks, and then especially over the next few months, when a lot of these new third house seeds begin to take sprout, begin to take root, and it's all going to come from these insights that you start to gain as this week unfolds. So what I always say with the solar eclipse energy is to go within. It's a reflective time, just like the new moon, and there is some new insights, there's some new seeds being planted. Be experimenting. You know, the third house is all about experimentation, and that's what the new moon really signifies too. And the more open we are to trying new things, to seeing things in a new light, a new perspective, opening our minds really can allow more of that information to come through, which then will further support these new beginnings. So all in all, the energies are going to be dying down as we approach this solar eclipse, but see it, do that writing, do that reading, whatever it is that you're getting involved with here. You might be teaching yourself, you might be taking a course, things like that. And what you'll find is that it can be very transformative. It's very much about your life path right now at the moment, and they will culminate here in the next 6 months once we have the next set of eclipses next early spring. In about 6 months from now. So that's going to be the most important aspect of this week. One thing too is that this solar eclipse is happening next to the nebula, which is the star. It's the tail of Leo. So this is about non-conforming and really seeing things and doing things in a different way. So maybe it's about your communications there. Maybe it's your whole perspective in general, because the third house has to do with insights. So yeah, I wanted to throw that out there because when we are seeing things in that new way and kind of stepping out of the norm, that's when that's when we create space, and that's when a lot of ideas come to us anyway. So it has that kind of feel to it. It's also very healing. It's going to be opposing up to Chiron, which I'll talk about, and it could be very intense in a positive way because it's trining up to Pluto. So very, very transformational solar eclipse. So let's go and look at the beginning of the week. One thing here on Monday and then going into about Wednesday is Mars trining up to Uranus. So this is quite exciting, actually. It's a very nice transit. Mars is our energy, our drive, and Uranus is, of course, new and exciting, and different things. And that's all shaping up from your career. Your work sector, your public sector has been going through a lot of changes over the past many years. And so it's very important for you to be open to those changes, which I'm sure you have been, especially with Uranus so far into this 10th house of yours. So keep going with that, being open to that, changing your public image perhaps, that kind of thing, or your image at work, if you will. And that can be creating some new opportunities, maybe to do these third house things. And this can be tangible new beginnings if your personal chart permits. If you have something going on in your personal chart that aligns up with this certainly could activate it. So a lot of us will be experiencing new opportunities with this. And for you, it's all relating to that third house where you can assert yourself, communicate. That's where Mars has already been for you. It's a lot of this energy to express yourself and do these more practical or mental sort of aspects of life. So that's that early part. Now, an important consideration is going to be your ruler squaring up to Pluto. Okay, so this is going to be mostly Tuesday, going exact on Wednesday, and then Thursday. So here with this is intense thinking, sometimes obsessive thinking, and it does have to do with the home and family or roots part of your chart, the fourth house. So you've probably been thinking about this part of your life quite a bit, and that's great. Just careful of going to any extremes with that. Careful of really forcing your opinion, forcing your ideas, not just with others, but with yourself too, with anything that you're involved with on a daily level. And through, because if that happens, it can create a lot of frustration. So the best way to work with this is to constructively work on the long-term and the patient approach to these fourth house matters, because this is where the North Node is transiting. So this whole past almost 2 years has been about getting connected to your roots, getting connected to your family, things like that. And so Mercury, your ruler here, I think you guys are, this is very much a part of your day-to-day experiences right now. So with that being said, I think having that observation, especially observation of the mind, and being willing to work constructively and in a grounded sense towards these fourth house matters, I think is a very good way of working with this. This is a good time to express your feelings, to understand more about your feelings, understand more about yourself emotionally, and that kind of thing. So that's the work week. And by the way, this is very good for intense studies. So for those of you that are involved with work or things like that, involves an intense mind and intense thinking, that's certainly available. But that's the work week. And then as we go into the weekend, we've got some important transits. One is that your ruler then sextiles up to Venus going into next week, which is quite nice. So this is all about leisurely kind of energy. And this could be a good time to spend, with home, with family, things that you're, things and people you're emotionally connected to. And with Venus too, it's quite nice for relationships. And, but it's an opening. It's an opening for that. And your one-on-one connections could be quite nice this coming weekend. Now, this solar eclipse, like I said, it's going to be opposing up to Chiron. So there is, anytime a planet, especially a personal one, opposes up to or has any aspect that's, square opposition up to Chiron, it does have this sense of where we start to feel our inadequacies. So if whatever it is you're working on here in the third house, if you feel that over the weekend, it's good. It's healing you. It's helping you heal old wounds relating to either your philosophy, your outlook on life, your spirituality. This is all seen from the 9th house. So there's a healing energy taking place. And it's all about saying, too, that whatever it is you're working on practically is very important on a philosophical and spiritual level. And grounding the two, merging the two, seeing that you can have possibilities. You can have these visions, these ideals, and take care of the practical stuff at the same time. That's the case for all sort of oppositions in the chart. And that's specifically your 3rd and your 9th house. Now, another aspect of this too is that going into next week, Jupiter opposes up to Neptune. So if you have a lot of ideals and dreams and visions about, this new reality and these new beginnings with the 3rd house, that's great, but ground it. Stay practical with it. See things for how they actually are. Be careful escaping into sort of, visions or dreams about, things relating to the 9th house, which could also have to do with like travel and things like that. Anything that's abroad or distant. Stay practical, stay grounded with it. Use those visions and apply it towards a lot of these new beginnings shaping up for you for the next 6 months in that 3rd house. So Gemini, have a good week. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you're new to this form of astrology, do check the description down below because your sign might be different. And of course, if you'd like a personal reading, please get in touch. All right, have a good one. Thanks for watching. Take care.